Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. It always seems impossible until it's done. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. I am not a saint, unless you think of a saint as a sinner who keeps on trying. Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. We must use time creatively and forever realize that the time is always ripe to do right. There is no passion to be found playing small, in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. Overcoming poverty is not a task of charity, it is an act of justice. Real leaders must be ready to sacrifice all for the freedom of their people. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. I never lose. I either win or learn. Lead from the back and let others believe they are in front. There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children. To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. I dream of an Africa which is in peace with itself. Let there be work, bread, water, and salt for all. When a man has done what he considers to be his duty to his people and his country, he can rest in peace. If you want to make peace with your enemy, you have to work with your enemy. Then he becomes your partner. I detest racialism because I regard it as a barbaric thing, whether it comes from a black man or a white man. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, or his background, or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. You can be that great generation. Let your greatness blossom. We can change the world and make it a better place. It is in your hands to make a difference. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. If someone ignore you, don't do this. 3 mistakes. 1. Overreact. 2. Show yourself sad and weak. 3. Don't beg and request. In my country, we go to prison first and then become president. It is said that no one truly knows a nation until one has been inside its jails. After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. A fundamental concern for others in our individual and community lives would go a long way in making the world the better place we so passionately dreamt of. There is nothing like returning to a place that remains unchanged to find the ways in which you yourself have altered. It is not where you start, but how high you aim that matters for success. I like friends who have independent minds because they tend to make you see problems from all angles. We must use time wisely and forever realize that the time is always ripe to do right. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. Where you stand depends on where you sit.